Greetings, and now about my case and myself. I feel I sense, I don't know. I get the feeling. Can I trust in myself? I don't know. Can I trust in someone else? I don't know. No, I cannot trust in anyone. But you know how the Shia religious scholars, even the Shias and all, there are some like Mickey Malik who started to tell me you were so keen. I feel they want me to remain in this religion half-heartedly, confused, and not decide for myself a life that, the way I want to live it, the way I want to improve myself. Instead, they think that by following Imam Hussain, I will become a better person. I tried this for a long time. So they're judging me through their own or that old Zahra, even some of my family members, but nothing. Like even if they turn out, Shias 70% turn out to be hypocrites or, giving me a hard time. I've always told God that the truth, it shouldn't deter me if there are hypocrites in Shia Islam too. There are also prayers for these hypocrites in Shia Islam. I found in one dua, Surah Samad or somewhere that made the hypocrites, Shia hypocrites, may God help them come out of this and become sincere Shias. So it's not that. My thing is the truth, who is the truly oppressed and where the truth comes from. People have their own opinions, and their own insecurities that they try to put on others, so that the more the merrier. Or how come she's leaving Imam Hussain? It could make them very insecure. And if I'm Radha Rani, so they may be influencing some gurus that I follow, buying them or telling them it's not right. I could be executed here, I could be stabbed here, I could go to jail here. But I tell myself nothing in the world, nothing even hard. Like, yes, you weaken and you want to. I can see where I weaken and where I can try to be quiet about a certain thing. Or, in this meekness, I could, but nothing should deter me from being with the truthful, the true, being true myself to being true to the truth. Nothing, not hypocrites, like someone was asking me, like some Muslim lady was saying, please don't judge this religion by my behavior. Like, for example, Pooja Parveen was saying now, latest example that, these Arabs, they wear hijab in such a way and a lot of makeup or full makeup, and at least they wear makeup, some makeup or full makeup or this and that, and I could get some Sunni Muslims, it can get to their mind or somewhere creep in. Yeah, that makes sense, that she's right. But I wanted to get to the source of the truth, not judging Maulanas, what they have made of Islam, or what some hypocrite Shias have done to me since childhood, so that has gotten to me. My mother would not leave when she was in her strength and all this, I would not leave this religion. It's very, very tough to leave Imam Hussain. And so I didn't want to answer that Mickey Malik, although he said you were very keen, as if he knows about my case. And same thing, my psychology, and they're following me, and they want me to become Shia, remain a Shia. I think it's for their own security. You see, very few people, not even, And even if I don't get it from the West now, the truth, and it's hard. I know that Acts 17 apologetics, they follow the Sunni sources. They rely on the Sunni sources to tell you, bring the truth about against Islam to you. But you see, I immediately came online to report that although this verse confuses me, it's open to translation. It's open to interpretation. Surah Talaq, verse 6, with due fairness, or 4, with due fairness to the Shia and the Sunni. So people must be having their insecurities, putting it on me, even the Shias. Let me decide, let me live my life and not tamper with my life so much. Like, it's very, very stressful. They're giving me, I'm feeling certain things, like this bad. Let's say if my cousin had a great computer which could change his Arabic into English, and he could look like a Western person, like suppose, or, an uncle of mine and his son, for example, David Wood, maybe the uncle disguised, and the computer changes his Arabic into English, and then the son of his, and they're doing massive goodness, and they can speak fluently and articulately, exposing the Sunni Muslim Sunni Islam, non-Shia Islam. Do you think that will, you see, it's not what you think, it's what matters to me. The truth matters to me. I wouldn't leave my religion for that, out of jealousy, or that my uncle has a Imam Barga here, and he's been like this with us, and he's been like that with us, and I should leave. No, these are just not even, I wouldn't even think about them, but some people have made it their business, their life, to come after me and tell me that I should not leave it, even Shia Islam. And they're after my life. Open case, they're after my life. But I've left my case open. And even the Westerners are not going to deter me. If I cannot trust in the Westerners, thank God I rechecked. I checked about this thing of child marriage being allowed, even though from a long time ago Imam Tawhidi had said, and another religious, another person, a Shia, she was a Shia, she came, that she even asked Sayyid Ali Sistani, and they said that you can, about this marriage thing or something. But I found a verse here in Surah Nisa which goes against child marriage. So you have to be of a marriageable age, grown up, and so you have to be grown up. Marriageable age would mean grown up, right? So that verse about Surah Talaq, people have mistranslated it, the Sunni side. And Aisha could not have been then. Hazrat Aisha, Aisha could not have been 6 years old. She had to be of grown-up age to understand, to comprehend what is happening to her. So this, and no, please, if you want to make life difficult for me, it's your choice. But even if you make it difficult for me, I'll pray even more to the truthful God. I just don't want to leave the truth and get carried away by, okay, I might make mistakes, I might get, I am still sick of this religion thing. Maybe they got to Paramahamsa Vishwananda because he's acting funny, with this, whatever he's telling me. And maybe they could even, I don't know. You see, I don't know about Sri M. He says he's met Jiddu Krishna and all this, but I was reading his books, I discontinued. I sometimes go there and sometimes because he looks like, gives me that thing of my grand aunt or something, but that these things should not bother me so, although I get it, like my heart sings and all this, like no one is true, and only what Jiddu Krishnamurti said, I tell myself, please concentrate on that. So, the Muslims are very deep in this religion and they kill people if, or they excommunicate with those. They don't, and not favoring them much. Like they try to avoid them and give them a hard time, very, very hard time. So your madness or your illness will not matter when it comes to their religion, because religion gives you such a security. Prophet Muhammad, the Quran says, kill. If you can't kill, give them a very hard time, or try to discourage them as much as possible, because for them it is such a security. So no. Even if I meet the best, great Shia, I've met great Shias too, who I think are very great for the time being as religious scholars and all. Good habits, nothing, no drinking, no smoking. I've met good Ismailis, let alone Shia religious scholars. I had no problem with Allama Rashid Turabi when he was alive. I still remember him. And I knew what kind of a person he was. And he called me his child, and he put his hand over my head. There are some great Shias, but it doesn't mean that I should be in this religion. No, I have my own this problem with this religion, and it has nothing to do with hypocritical Shias or fake Shias or cruel Shias or nothing like this, or my childhood experiences and my life experiences with Shias and about Shias. No, that is, yes, I used to see that, oh my God, where is this? My Shias, what are they? Why are they suffering? A little bit, I would cry so much inside, be so sad for them. And even the Sunni Muslims, like my principal and all, and their sisters and all, like, whoa. So I'd love to see families together and all this in humanity. And so no, but this is not going to deter me from that. What Sri M says about Jiddu Krishnamurti, and if even if it is against Radharani, I'm telling you, I would like, if this religion, like what Paramahamsa Vishwananda says, that we need a master and you should recognize the master. Then I asked him, where's Vaikunta? I mean, the Ahlul Bayt have promised Vaikunta too. Then this thought came in my mind that love is the only heavenly thing that you can come close to. So we thought loving Ahlul Bayt, loving Imam Hussain would make us feel heavenly paradise, like we're in paradise. Some Shias I've heard saying that when they go to these shrines of the Imams and the ladies of the progeny of Prophet Muhammad, the Imams' daughters and all, they feel heavenly. They feel so much at peace that they feel heavenly, they don't want to leave that place. And there's nothing great about, like Damascus, about Syria. There are very poor people and buildings are, in shambles, shabby and not modern and all this. But when they go into the shrine, they don't want to come out of it. They find peace and all this. So like that. So they would say, yeah, we're promised paradise and we feel it. If you had gone for these pilgrimages, you would have felt it. So I didn't go for the pilgrimages to Iraq or anywhere. These are Shia pilgrimages, places, shrines, holy shrines. So I was more into my holy Fikri home shrine, Mrs. Manira Gulzar. Someone telling me that they knew, this is terrible. So they're using a Shia telling me that uh, they're using my case now, and they're doing all this. It's all planned. They're using these people to get to me on the social media, so that I wouldn't speak much. So anyways, so something like this, I don't know how to communicate this. So for them, the Shias, it's going to the holy shrines and getting peace. But I don't agree with that. So I felt my heaven and I felt my peace. You have to experience it. And if they experienced it in the holy shrines of the Imams and the holy ladies, progeny of Prophet Muhammad, then good for them, right? I hope I don't get convinced on that. I don't get convinced. But just going there and then coming back and feeling that regret and all this, the paradise should always be there with you. So in this video, I have to keep it for the record. What's happening to me now is the feeling, I don't know how far it's true, that they're trying to keep me in Shia Islam, that this is the true Islam, and try to deter me and discourage me from going into Hinduism or any other religion like Buddhism and even Christianity. Like the Christians that have come up, evangelists. If I had to become a Christian, I would have done it in Karachi. I was so weak. I was telling these people, my Christian friends, that if they had someone to help me, and they were saying no, but one lady, she helped me, who was coming to my house, and so no, the thing, so it's a test, or someone could say it's a test for her. Satan has, made her forgetful. These are all signs of Satan, and she's possessed by Satan. So that's why this is happening to her. And so now they're trying to change that thing of feeling Mrs. Munira Gulzar to feeling a man, hairy man, and God knows what they're doing to me through perhaps, a Indian who has knowledge of these Siddhi powers, and they can use them and buy them. Ooh. So, okay, I have to upload this video. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So I'm bedridden, as you can see. And so this has to be exposed. So what can I do now? So the discouragement is on, the attack is on, mental, they won't let me rest. And I won't come back to this religion. Like they want, for their own security, I feel they want me to be in this religion, but I won't. I've made up. Like I know I can, you see, I cannot grasp this whole religion. I cannot digest it. I cannot. Even Imam Hussein, like, he's the third Imam. He came after many, his sacrifice came after many years. So, what, Zahra, what? So, if for you, you feel you are a Shia and it has given you complete, like, manual of how to live your life and all, then you live your life. Okay, so if you feel this is 100% right, then you live your life as a Shia. Don't trampling unnecessary, not knowing, so they'll throw this verse at me from the Quran that you are, I mean, actually you are pushing me to say these things. So, not to say anything against, not to examine critically, not to say La'an Allah on the oppressors, Ali Muhammad, you know, you're hurting us. You're saying it's not the, they are on the true path. They were oppressed. And I can, okay, so this Aisha thing of, so some Shias used to say that this came about Prophet Muhammad, then they realized they're saying the wrong thing. Some Shias, we know that they used to say that the 9 age is the age of grown up, meaning now we are capable enough to pray. Prayer becomes, namaz becomes obligatory at what age we were told? When it comes to namaz, the age of 9. Fasting and all this, when does it become obligatory? Grown up age? 9. And that's why Rasulullah married, like he practiced this to, then the Shias changed that and said, no, we are, perhaps, but they didn't say we are wrong or anything. It's just slowly saying, now they're saying the age of marriage. This means whatever the age of marriage is, then shouldn't we, if at 17, see now the Shias, I found this age of marriage in its age of marriage. So are you telling me that the age of marriage, the age of namaz is 9 years old and the age of marriage is different than the age of namaz and fasting? But we were, yes, I think they are telling me now this. But we were told altogether 9, at 9 we could get married, Islam, Shia Islam. Now we have this. After my case here, and please, you want, I think it's your insecurity, Shias. I'm really sorry. Some of you, after the separation with Mr. Sai, when it's not even the separation I suffered, but when it came on my religion, I had to end it. I said, even if it's my love or whatever, love has saved me. I should not, like, I wouldn't leave my religion. The age of marriage, I left Miss Tessa. I didn't leave. I prayed to God that night and he heard me. The age of marriage, puberty is a natural phenomenon. What is the meaning of maturity? Here, Ayatollah Khomeini, may Allah be pleased with him, has defined maturity thus. Maturity implies powerful presence of mind and intelligence in one's dealings, one's ability to safeguard one's possessions. See, that's the ayat that is coming. Surah Nisa ayat. From being squandered away, and one's prudence in spending in a judicious manner. For girls, maturity may be defined as follows. So, what is it? A girl's ability to manage a good life, her level of acceptance of the responsibility of motherhood and child rearing, as well as her appropriateness in social behavior. From the above definitions, we can see from the above definitions, we can see that although one may have reached the age of puberty, and according to Islamic practical laws, salat, prayer, and psalm fasting are now obligatory on him and her. But if she is not socially active and economically productive, then she may be termed as an adolescent, but not as mature. The prime age of marriage for girls would also depend on their mental and psychological maturity. It may be possible that in some cases, by the age of 14, a girl may be mature enough to shoulder the responsibility of family life and motherhood, but a woman of 30 may not yet be mature enough to do so. Therefore, what is important in determining the ripe age for marriage is one's own level of maturity and readiness, whether one has reached the legal age for marriage or not. It's like something new I'm reading in Islam, in Shia Islam, raising the legal age of marriage and not permitting young boys and girls who are dealing with strong sexual urges to have a healthy, who is it by contents? Opinion of the ulama in relation to marriage. Opinion of, let's see the opinions, oh goodness. This chapter. The issue of an early marriage for the youth and the remarriage for the widowed or divorced is of such importance that we could not neglect asking our leaders, the Maraja Taqleed, for their advice and guidance. During the Ghaibah of our 12th Imam, the Maraja are our link to the true teachings of Islam, and thus we have requested 4 of them to provide us with valuable spiritual guidance in this area. We have requested Ayatollah Al-Uzma Al-Hajj As-Sayyid Ali Hussein As-Sistani, Ayatollah Al-Uzma Al-Hajj As-Sayyid Ali Al-Husseini Khamenei, Ayatollah Al-Uzma Al-Hajj Al-Sheikh Lutfullah As-Safi Al-Gulbaygani, and Ayatollah Al-Uzma Al-Hajj Al-Sheikh Nasir Al-Makarem Al-Shirazi. May Allah keep them all under His protection. To guide the Shia Muslim community of the West by answering the following questions. May the peace, mercy and blessings of Allah be upon you, with greetings to your eminence and the hope that your obedience to Allah and your worship of the Most High Truth are all accepted. Please guide us in the below mentioned issues. Question 1. In your humble opinion, please explain how important is it for the young person living in particular in the West to get married at an early age according to the society they are living in and their own individual needs and financial capabilities. In addition to this, for that person who has lost his or her spouse through death or is separated from his spouse through divorce, please explain to us the importance of these 2 groups of people remarrying. Are there any Islamic legislations from the Noble Prophet and the infallible leaders by the way of the noble hadith or the verses of the Quran in which we have been recommended to marry at an early age, or is there anything in the hadith in which we have been advised to remarry after either divorce or the death of our spouse? Question 3. If it is possible, can you please cite some historical events in which the prophets, Aima, or the great companions encourage widows or divorcees to remarry? In closing, please remember the brothers and sisters of Canada and America in your supplication, especially the dear, valuable youth. Opinion of Ayatollah al-Uzma al-Hajj al-Sayyid Ali al-Husseini al-Sistani. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, marriage in itself is a highly recommended act, such that if a person fears that she will fall into a forbidden haram act, the only way that he can prevent himself from committing that forbidden act is to get married. Then it becomes obligatory, wajib, to get married. It has been narrated from the Prophet of Islam that the person who marries safeguards half of his religion. And he has also stated that there is nothing that has benefited the Muslim after accepting the religion of Al-Islam greater than marrying a Muslim woman. He becomes elated when he looks at her, and she obeys him when he directs her to do something, and she protects him, her husband, when he is not there, in relation to herself and his wealth. It has been narrated from Ja'far ibn Muhammad as-Sadiq that the 2 rakat that a married person prays of his salat is better than 70 rakat that a bachelor performs. Answer 3. It is sufficient to look at the code of conduct of the noble Prophet of Islam after the death of Khadija and the code of conduct of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abu Talib after the death of Siddiqatul Kubra. Office of Ayatollah. 28th April 2003. Opinion of Ayatollah. So I'm getting tired now. My hands are also hurting. Prophet of Allah said there's no structure in Islam. So it's 2 rakat salat, married person. But what is the age that nikah, marriage, is one of highly recommended acts in Islam which we have been commanded to observe? There's no difference if this happened by first marriage. There are various. So I can't find the age. Marriage helps in spirituality. Okay, what is good, but what is the age for marriage? I don't know. Anyhow, so this, I can't understand. I'm really gone case here with this religion of Al-Islam and marriage by Arifa Huda. Okay, thank you very much. Probably will throw at me like how beautiful my Shias and how beautiful they look, and how mental health day will come on YouTube on the Shia channel, and they'll discuss and how eloquent they are, and perhaps even the Shias have how greatly they've learned Arabic, and even Christians are better than the Hindus. So you better stick to the. But I don't know. Sometimes it happens. I get maybe Radharani's love for Krishna taught us something, but that's not even in the holy scriptures of the Hindus. Okay, thank you very much. Didn't get by the ulamas, marjas. What age can we get married? If there's a fear, then you should get married no matter how old you are. Anyhow, thank you very much. I'm still as confused as ever.